Good morning. It's Lemurian Donna Carroll, and I'm really happy to be here today. Today I brought my selenite wand to utilize, which I always used to use when I was channeling, but I haven't pulled it out for a while, so I'm going to hold this as I channel. And I have had a very good week, although I have been sleeping quite a bit. So I don't know if that's old age, ascension, or what it is, but yes, I do sleep quite a bit, and I don't chastise myself for that. So it's just how it is. Today I'm going to be channeling my friend Thor, who I knew while he was alive. We were part of the same meditation group, Sahaj Marg. Now it's called Heartfulness, but at the time, in the 90s and early 2000s, it was called Sahaj Marg, which means natural path in Sanskrit. It's a very wonderful meditation practice because it's heart-based, and if you practice it consistently and with heart, the end goal would be enlightenment or self-realization. And the master, there's been 4 masters, the current master's enlightened. It's really kind of a no-frills kind of meditation practice. People don't wear turbans or chant or play music or whatever. It's basically really stripped of any ritual. And the people just wear regular khakis and business clothes, so it doesn't have like the mystique of other practices. But let me tell you, don't let that fool you. It's a very powerful practice. And in my opinion, it's the best practice out there compared to all of them, because it has the highest level masters. So the first master was Lalaji, who was born in, I think he was born in 1873. And then there was Babaji, and then there was Charji, and he's the master that I was most familiar with because he used to come to the United States of America in the late 90s and early 2000s, so I saw him a lot of times, and I believe he passed around 6 years ago. And now the master is Kamlesh. So there's been 4 gurus, and it's based out of India. I think that the center for this practice is in Hyderabad, India. Anyhow, that's how I know Thor, because he was in the same meditation practice. But I know Thor before that because we have been very, very close spiritually since our souls were born, and we've been back and forth, meaning sometimes he's my friend, sometimes he's not my friend. So we have a lot of karma. And I have pretty much written a book channeled by him, which is kind of interesting, but my next project will be publishing that book because he wants to have it published, and it should be. There's a lot of good information in there that's new, esoteric, and controversial. But I don't shy away from controversy too much. Anytime someone brings something new into the spiritual field, or any field for that matter, they're going to get some criticism. That's what happens, because people are very tied and aligned and very emotionally connected to the way things are, the way things were, and they do not like anyone upsetting the apple cart. But in this book, the apple cart will be upset because there's a lot of new information about spirituality and about ancient spirituality and who's running the show and how humans were created and soul signatures and the future and all that stuff. So I have to work on it, have to edit it and get it published. So today I thought I would channel Thor and see what he wants to say. I asked him to talk about the future a little bit because things on Earth will be changing radically in the next few years, and I wanted him to give us some insight about that. So without any more delay, I'm going to get started. Okay. So at this time, I call in my highest and best healing and channeling guides. I call in the archangels, Raphael, Ariel, Michael, Gabriel. I ask for the Mother Goddess of Lemuria to oversee and overlight this session. Make my words clear, accurate, loving, and truthful. I also call in, I'm sorry, this light is bothering me. I better leave it on, you can't see anything. I also call in 100,000 warrior protection angels around myself and anyone watching this video or anyone watching this video later. Amen. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to call in Thor. I want to let you know that since I'm channeling, I can't really answer your questions in the chat, namely because my eyes are closed and I'm in an altered state of consciousness. So I apologize for that, but you can still ask questions, but it's really a way for you to interact with each other. Okay, so lastly, I would like to call in Thor. I call in Thor. I ask him to come in with a clear, consistent, and loving message for the viewers, and I ask him to take over my voice. Amen. Good morning. This is Thor Whalen, and I am very pleased to be with you here today. I always like it when Donna Carroll calls me into channel because, as she knows, I have a lot to say. And today I am going to talk to you about certain things that have been hush-hush up to now. But I think we need to get these subjects on the table. So I passed in 2012, and everyone knows I was a very worldly soul and that I had a lot of karma to work out, meaning that I had a lot of debt that I had to pay for my incongruent acts with divinity. And so I was lucky enough to find Sahaj Marg and be a practitioner for many years before I died. But that did not prevent me from dealing with my karma, which was difficult to say the least. And as I passed over, now I'm in the higher realms of consciousness, and I am still dealing with my karma, and I am still working with many souls on the other side who need help. Souls that were once under my protection and who were aligned with me. So I will say that I have come a long way, and I have given my heart and soul to work for the divine reunification of all souls upon the planet, meaning that I am working towards the enlightenment of all souls upon Mother Earth. And I do this constantly, every day, every night. There's no time here, but I am working constantly in this regard. So with that knowledge, I would say to you, anytime you need help or you need someone to run interference for you, please call on me, as this is what I do most of the time, and I love it. So I am an ancient soul, a very old soul, and Donna Carroll is too. We are very, very ancient. We have been around the block, so to say, and we have been connected from time immemorial. And so our karma is connected. And so as she rises, I rise, and as I rise, she rises. And so this is a very good thing, although it has been a very difficult thing in the past. And to get more information on that, it will be in my book. Suffice to say that we are ancient souls, and we have come down in this incarnation to teach and to bring in new information and to help people rise to high levels of spirituality. Now, know that My job is to bring the light of the Divine Mother Goddess, who Donna is channeling as the ancient Lemurian Mother Goddess, to your current reality. In other words, she is channeling the words of this being, but the effect and the words, the knowledge, and the love of this being would not make it to your reality or come into your reality, into your consciousness, without my assistance. It takes my energy to bring her, the goddess's energy, from point A to point B being your reality, your world, your consciousness, your brain, and your mind. And so I do this unconsciously. This is my job. This is my work. This is what I have always done. And I get great satisfaction from bringing the information to planet Earth. Now, the Mother Goddess of ancient Lemuria, as you know, is an ancient deity. And that deity is reincarnating. That deity will be alive on the planet Earth to guide humans in the sacred feminine. Yes, we're moving into the sacred feminine as a collective. You are. I'm not incarnated. But to really coalesce the energy and to make it happen, you would require a deity that is feminine in nature and embodied. Some of these deities already exist on your planet. The god, the enlightened ones, Mira and Amma. But when the Divine Mother Goddess returns to Earth after a many long years absence, her energy will encompass the entire planet, and it will be revolutionary, and it will also be very powerful and very strong. This entity has the highest vibration, will have the highest vibration of all deities and masters, and she will be in her purest form, and will be quite childlike in her mind, as she will be very innocent and untainted. And she will represent the divine feminine upon this planet and bring that energy into the consciousness of humans once again, so that they can live under those precepts, which is nurturance, love, compassion, tolerance, cooperation. Yes, humans are going to learn how to cooperate once again. Now, know that even though this deity is coming to your planet in physical form, that your karma still must be released. If a master or an enlightened one or an avatar could wave a magic wand and release you of all of your karma, meaning all of your actions and thoughts and behavior and beliefs and emotions that were negative or not in alliance with divine harmony, they would, but they can't do it. Everybody has to work off their own karma. Everybody has to heal themselves. Yes, you can get grace from above, and that's what, when an avatar like this comes to your planet, is great. It is a great grace and a great boon. However, you still have to do the work within yourself to rise. And to rise, what that requires is healing work, introspection, but mainly releasing the impressions of your soul that have been built up for many, many, many eons of time. And this is why we recommend the heartfulness practice, the practice of the masters, because that meditation practice will release the deeply embedded impressions that have plagued your soul for eons of time. Oftentimes, it takes a master to remove something so deep, something so hidden, something so entrained within your own being. And so if you want to rise as quickly and as beautifully as possible, you will undertake a meditation practice to clear your karma. The practice of becoming enlightened is a practice of unbecoming. You strip away everything that covers the soul, every lifetime, every memory, every thought, every injustice, every time you've been victimized, every time you've victimized others. It gets removed, it gets stripped away, and what happens is that the thing that is left is the bare soul essence, which is the Atma, or just God essence, as we are all God at our core. Now, there's always a thin covering around the soul. Let's say you were a great meditator and you meditated many lifetimes and you've reached the state of self-enlightenment in several lifetimes, and you are on this path in this lifetime and you will be enlightened. What will happen is everything will be stripped away from the covering of that soul so that you can reach that state of consciousness. However, you still retain a smidgen of your ego. You still retain a smidgen of ego, because if you had no ego, you would be completely merged in the oneness, in the one consciousness, and you would not exist at all in bodily form. And this is why it is important to have the help of a master, one who is at an enlightened state, hopefully for many, many incarnations, one who is swimming in infinity to help you rise further in your own consciousness, as they have the ability to pull out karma and to strip you of any impressions that are blocking you in your path to self-realization. Now, many people do not want to be enlightened. They want to be happy, they want to be wealthy, they want to be in joy, they want to be this, but this is not the true goal of human life. The true goal of human life is to become self-realized, to go back to the state of consciousness that you had when your soul was born. And this is why an accomplished master with a legitimate meditation practice is so important. It is very, very difficult, if not impossible, to become enlightened on your own. And this is why all of these gurus have disciples and all the disciples have gurus, because they need help. Anyhow, so this is why Donna Carroll and I were in the same meditation practice for many years on our quest to become enlightened. And it has worked, as her vibration has increased substantially. However, it will get much, much higher. And my vibration increased substantially before I passed in 2012. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what is coming to your earth. I already told you the mother goddess of ancient Lemuria is becoming reincarnated in physical form and will lead the divine feminine resurgence upon your planet. Also, there are many other star children who have come in and who are coming in to your reality to give your reality a big boost. As you know, the indigos came in the middle of the last century, and these souls come in on an indigo soul ray, which is a blue purple type color, and their purpose was to shake things up. They shook things up. So the protesters in the 60s and the 70s were indigo souls. They questioned authority. They came in to break down the systems of the authoritarian governments and institutions in your country. Now, they were somewhat successful in that they got people to question the existing mores, the existing morals, the existing systems, and they brought in a lot of new ideas, including the sexual revolution, the women's revolution, women's rights. They brought in a lot of new information, and at their core, they were fighters. They were rebellious. They rebelled against authority. And their true goal was to break down the structures of authority, the status quo, okay? And this is what they did and what they attempted to do. However, their job was not to bring in the new systems and mores. They were here to break down the existing ones. Let's face it, restructuring the earth is a huge, huge task. There are billions of people here, and the work that is coming to this planet is being done in waves of energy, which have been going on forever, but we're just starting from the mid-50s and 60s when the indigos started coming to power, and also when many were born. And so they are the rebels, the fighters, and the ones that say no to authority. And this one here is an indigo, born in 1965 and rebellious in nature, always questioning what the government has put out, what the institutions say, not believing everything hook, line, and sinker, but questioning authority. Questioning authority is their modus operandi. And then later, the crystal children started coming in. Many were born during the 90s, some in the late 80s. And these crystal children had a totally different vibe. The crystal children were loving, sweet, gentle. They came in to heal the anger and the upset of their parents. The crystal children have deep, placid, beautiful, soulful eyes, and this is how you can recommend or recognize a crystal child. They are loving. They love people. They love animals. They're very gentle. They're very sweet. And they just want everyone to get along. They would like peace and stability more than anything else in this world. The crystal children carry the crystalline ray. So their crystalline bodies were much more formed upon birth. Humans right now are going back into their crystalline bodies. The crystals in their structure, genetic structure, are reforming. But the crystals came in with these crystals already in place for the most part. They are quite telepathic, and they have a telepathic relationship to each other. Anyone that can understand and recognize their vibration, and they have a telepathic relationship with animals. Animals absolutely love them. They relate to animals. They can talk to animals, and animals see the crystals as the humans who will actually, in a sense, save them or come to their rescue. So the crystals are more or less adults now, and they are troubled by this world, by the anger, the violence, troubled by the disparity of wealth, the homelessness. They are troubled by all of the social issues that plague this world, because they do not understand. They do not resonate or understand why it has to be so difficult. And let's just say it has to be difficult, or it is difficult, because of the karma that humans have accumulated for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. But the crystals do not understand this, as the crystals come from a totally different high vibration and have not been to this planet previously. So they can be sheltered, or they sometimes need to be sheltered from the energy here. They can feel shell-shocked. They are very empathetic, and they pick up and pick on. They pick up the energies of other humans, and they can get very depressed, anxious, upset, because they are empaths and they are tying into the collective energy. So the thing that a crystal has to do more than anything is to keep himself or herself clear, to align with the divine and find a spiritual practice that aligns with their soul. And in a sense, they will be lost upon this planet until they find their bearings, which is spirituality, spirituality, spirituality. And they are the people that have bleeding hearts, will be working for the nonprofits of animal rescue, human rescue, meaning problems of homelessness, problems of people that have addictions. They will want to work in these fields, but they will need to protect themselves, as they are very sensitive and very, very vulnerable sometimes to energy that is agitated. And so, closely following the crystals, the next generation or wave actually of children that came in were the rainbow children. And the rainbow children are the children that were probably born starting in the early 2000s. These children are full of life, very, very willful children, dominant, have a lot of energy. They have a lot of energy, and they are coming into the planet to make their will known. So they are sometimes loud, boisterous, fun, have no fear. They have no fear. They're not gentle souls like the crystals, loving everyone, taking care of everyone. They are out there, and they are exploring, and they are creating. They are extremely creative souls, but their energy is high, 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 vibrant, 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 willful, and can be dominant. If you have a rainbow child in your home or in your child's home, you will know it, as all eyes fall on the rainbow. They crave attention. They like to be the center of attention while they're young. And they want to demonstrate and show everybody what they're doing and how great it is. It doesn't mean that they are, even though they are self-absorbed, people pay attention because they are so fun, so loving, so magical, so expressive, so out there, so creative. It is a joy to be around these little beings that bring in so much life. And the rainbow children are very, very bright. They want to know everything. They want to explore everything. They want to understand everything. And they will drive their parents crazy because they ask so many questions, and they want to know what's going on. They want to figure it all out. And typically they have really high energy. They can run circles around other adults in the family or even other children because they're just full of pep. So the purpose of the rainbow children is actually to create the systems that will bring about the ultimate change on this planet. Their will is so strong and their intelligence is so strong. They are bright, shining stars. And they have not been to this planet before either. So they do not have the fear that the indigos might have, or other star seeds born before the crystals and rainbow children might have. They don't have the fear because they have not been martyred, persecuted, executed in hundreds of former lives. So this is why they have the wherewithal to create the change that is needed upon the planet. As you know, the hippies of the 60s talked about love, free love, equality, justice, fairness for all. But those ideas never were grounded. They never came into fruition, and the society was not changed. The hippies made an impact in bringing in new thought forms to the planet, but ultimately they did not change the institutions, structures, government, business practices of the on the planet. Things remain very unfair and unjust. And in fact, a lot of hippies gave up on their free thinking ways and became materialistic yuppies in the 1980s. What is the old saying? If you can't beat them, join them. And a lot of hippies did that. And they became very, very interested in making money, very materialistic, and they settled. It is not that we are blaming the hippies. They did not have the willpower to bring in dominant change upon this planet, and they did not have the numbers, but they made a big difference in changing the way people thought about existing ways of life. However, they were also compromised by drug use and hedonism, meaning sexual practices. Drugs and sex really, sex and drugs and rock and roll really got to the hippies, basically, and lessened their stamp of authenticity in creating change upon the planet. Getting back to the rainbow children, these children do not have the karma of souls that have been here before, and they are here to make the difference. They are teenagers now, for the most part, and these teenagers are going to grow up and create incredible inventions to bring in change in all areas of life, in agriculture, politics, business, in manufacturing, production. They are going to put their time and attention, energy, and creativity to create systems that will bring in sustainability for planet Earth. Now, they can also do this because the climate that is coming up after the ascension will be much more fruitful for these changes to take place. It will be a very fruitful and a very lush ground for these changes to take place. Anytime an idea like free energy was brought to the planet, it was brought many times in the 1930s by Rife. Cancer curing machines were brought in. Free energy technology by Tesla, and many, many others, inventors, brought ideas that would work to the planet. However, they were wiped out, they were contested, and they were eventually crushed by members of the Illuminati who wanted to stick with gas and oil production, electricity, and all of the harmful technologies for the planet and for humans. Basically, technology like the petroleum industry, the electricity industry, the cell phone industry, all of the current industries on your planet, for the most part, are extremely detrimental to the human body and the human psyche and the human energy field. And this is going to change. However, understand that the entities that bring these technologies to the marketplace, to the environment, are Illuminati members and are following a different faction of reality. And they do not have the best interest of humans at heart. So in reality, you should be in a culture that does not use pesticides, herbicides, glyphosate, GMOs, none of that. everything is possible where there's will. The reason why these things exist in your reality is because the Illuminati and the dark forces want them there. They want to pollute the earth, they want to kill humans, and they have an agenda that is in place. Right now, they're bringing in 5G technology, which is extremely dangerous for the human mind and body. The radiation that it will cause will be very poisonous to human beings. So essentially, humans are going to have to buck up and resist and get rid of all of the existing technology. Humans need to be growing hemp. They need to be using crystals. They should avail themselves to free technology. The reality is humans could live a very, very good life using recycled materials or materials that are produced sustainably. And you could be living out of homes made of hemp, homes made of materials that were raised or harvested sustainably, and there would be no dangerous impact on the earth. And so the thinking of humans has to change. And so after the thinking of humans change, then the products and procedures will change. So one has to realize that the existing systems in place are nefarious, and that the systems that need to be brought about need to be divinely oriented, constructed, and aligned. But that was a bit of a tangent. These changes are coming. You can see the beginning of these changes with the new technology that's coming out. The young millennials are putting out new building materials, new lighting materials, new food products that are organic in nature and raised sustainably. And these are going to get more and more prevalent in the future as your existing structures fall away, as they fall away. And so this is the way of the world. Change is inevitable. So the Rainbow Kids are the ones who have a very strong will, and they are going to assert their will, and they will create the systems, structures, and processes in place that are beneficial for the earth and humans, and they will bring about radical change upon the planet in a very material way. And again, they have not been to the planet before, so they don't have the fear of the dark forces that the other people that have worked in this area have had and understand. And so all of the products that have been squashed, all of the technologies that have been hidden, the rainbows will uncover, and they will make them even better. So it is a great boon to humans and to planet Earth to have the vibration of these souls upon the planet. And they will do it joyfully and happily, as they do not feel oppressed. They do not feel like they have to fight anyone to get their ideas across. And therefore, because they do not have that construct of being oppressed, they will make it happen. So it's a very good thing. Now there is a new grade of souls coming in, starting about 2 or 3 years ago. The new ray is called the Moonbeam Children. The Moonbeam Children. Yes, there's a new grouping of souls coming in. And these souls are they're called moonbeams because they have a connection to Cynthia, the moon. These souls are very introspective. They are aligned with the divine feminine energy, and they are all about bringing divine female nurturance, introspection, ideology, and love back to the planet. The Moonbeam Children, whether male or female, are going to embody the divine feminine in its fullest light, its fullest beauty. The crystals definitely embody this energy, but the moonbeam children will take it a step further. They will be the ones that nurture the rest of the starseeds upon the planet. They will be the ones who take in the 20 lost, maimed, diseased dogs, stray dogs that are found in their neighborhood, and nurture them back to life. They are the ones that do not see any type of barrier regarding helping humanity or any type of plant or animal life upon the planet. There's no barriers. They will take in anything that needs their help and nurture them back to life. That is their modus operandi. And this is what they live for. They live for bringing the calming balm, the healing balm, the love, the restitution and restoration of all life upon the planet by caring for them, both emotionally and physically. So these souls will create organizations or institutions that will aim at erasing any type of conflict between humans, between human groups, between human ethnic groups, religious groups, racial groups. They are the ones that are going to wipe this stereotype out because they do not see any type of stereotypes. The moonbeam children think that all life is valuable, whether it is a grasshopper in the tree outside or a newborn baby. They value all life. They feel that it's sacred, and they will bring about methods and processes to bring the inherent divinity back into all life and the planet, meaning that they will see the divinity in all life, they will value it, and they will create institutions or organizations that will value that life as well. And they will proclamate this idea to other groups, other existing peoples upon the planet. All life is valuable. Life should be valued. In a sense, it should be seen as sacred. And they see the divine soul in everything, and they will bring back divine nurturance. All the groups, the rainbows, the indigos, the crystals, know how to nurture, but the moonbeam soul ray brings in that beautiful, feminine, loving touch. They are not fighters. They conquer with love. And no one can nurture an ailing child, baby, animal, or even plant like a moonbeam. And so they are starting to come in now, and they will be working to heal the rest of humanity. And so as you can see, we have some very bright stars on the horizon. Actually, they're already here, and they're coming in more and more. And it was necessary to bring in these highly evolved, i.e. new souls to the planet, to really create the change that is needed upon planet Earth. Basically, the existing souls could not do it. There was too much karma, too much dead wood, too much victim mentality, too much oppression within their souls, the ones that have been incarnating here through thousands and thousands of years. These great warrior souls have been through it. And honestly, they deserve our love and respect, as no soul has been through the grinder like these souls have. And they have weathered the storm and went through many civilizations, many societies that were very difficult to be in, always bringing in the light, always grounding the light. But they are worn out, and they need reinforcements. And the children that are coming to this planet are bringing in the reinforcement. They do not have in their psyche the feeling of being executed, martyred, beaten, humiliated, talked down to. So they can bring in fresh resources, fresh ideas, and of course they have incredibly high vibrations. Many of these children have not been here before, so they come from all over the universe. Some even come from other universes. The talent that's coming into this world is unbelievable. Also understand that there's going to be an influx of Venetians on the higher planet, on the higher planes of Venus. There is life. And some of you go to Venus after your sojourn on Earth. You go to Venus to recollect yourself, to refresh yourself. So the Venetian souls are the souls that deal with beauty, creativity, art, architecture, love, all of these things. The goddess Venus represents all of the higher, refined things in life. The Venetian energy was very strong during the Renaissance in medieval Europe, where new ideas of symmetry, proportion, beauty came into the paintings of artists and architects, the paintings of artists and the buildings of architects. This energy was Venetian, and some of the souls that incarnated at that time, Leonardo da Vinci, even some of the Medicis who were in the Illuminati, had that Venetian twinge in their field. So some of these artists had Venetian input or guides, if you will. Now, the Venetians themselves are the ones that create beautiful, beautiful, stunning, stunning works of great beauty in all of the, and create all of the finer things of life. Like we said, in art, food, architecture, their senses are refined, and they bring in great love and great light. These souls are incarnating on the planet. The forerunners are already here. They're about 30 years old. There are some Venetians walking around, and most of them have not incarnated here before. However, in the next 100, 200, 300 years, there will be an influx of Venetians coming to your planet who will bring in great, great beauty in the culture, in all cultures upon the planet, and they will be bringing in new ideas, new inspiration, and incredible works of great beauty. So if you feel like the Parthenon in Greece is incredible, if you feel like the Pantheon in ancient Rome is an incredible building, and the Colosseum is a great work of art, just wait until you see what these Venetians produce. It will blow your mind. So the forerunners have already started coming to the planet. They're scouting things out, and they're actually preparing the way for the great flux of Venetians that will be coming in after the great earth changes. And we must talk about the great earth changes as they are imminent. There will be a shift upon your planet that will cause incredible changes regarding the topography of planet Earth. The Earth needs to be cleansed, and some of the lands that had experienced bloodshed, warfare, and other destructive acts need to go under the water and actually be cleansed. And other lands that have been under the water for a long time and have been cleansed for thousands of years need to come up. And those will be the lands where the new cultures have a flourishing, will have a flourishing place to grow, as they have been cleansed and are not tainted with bloodshed. So there will be tremendous changes upon your earth, and there will be a separation, meaning, as Jesus said, the chaff will be separated from the wheat. So those who cannot live in the fifth dimension, those that have a lower vibration, those who are actively pursuing evil, those who are evil members of the Illuminati, will not make it to the new earth because their vibration will not and cannot be sustained there. So there will be a separation of worlds. After the great earth changes, the old world will be in great turmoil, great disarray, and the beings that survive these great earth changes will be existing on that plane of consciousness with their power plays and fear in place. However, there will also be a new reality, the new earth, where the light and love of the many can come and rest and play. And so those of you who are ascending will physically be on a planet, this planet, but in a much higher vibration of this planet. And you will not be plagued by chemtrails. You will not be plagued by GMOs, glyphosate, 5G, any of that stuff, because the technology of the dark ones will not reside there. The new earth will be a place of great beauty, great love, great innovation, and freedom. Most importantly, people will feel safe to open their hearts because everyone will be in a loving space, and everyone will want the best for humanity. It will be the flowering of humanity. People will open their hearts. They will live their dreams. They will follow their paths. There will be great diversity. Everyone will be working on their own projects that align with their own soul mission, some in groups, some individually, and there will be support for all. Nobody will have to worry about making a dollar to create a living so that they can survive. There will be enough food on the table as the technology of abundance will come into play. Free technology, growing plants sustainably, growing them lovingly. There will be people that work with nature devas. There will be people that work with off-planetary energies, bringing in new technology, creating so much abundance. Nobody will have to grab and chase anything. You will have the time and the space and the pleasure to work on what brings you pleasure. And so this will be a return ultimately to the Garden of Eden. And the Divine Mother of ancient Lemuria will be the deity who starts off this era upon the new earth once the great earth changes have happened. Now, you may ask, when is this going to happen? And the reality is that it will happen relatively soon. The worlds are splitting apart, splitting apart. You can see the polarity in your worlds right now. Some people are opening up to divine love. Some people are opening up to opportunity, abundance, and positivity. And other people are cowering in fear. So the polarities between these two worlds is getting more and more distant. And souls are aligning with the world in which they are going to. So at this time, it is like do or die time for the most part. Souls are making their choices. Am I going to live in fear and reside on the old earth? Or am I going to live in love and reside on the new earth? This is a simplistic way of looking at it, but this is what is happening. You must choose your frequency and vibration. The best thing to do at this time is to cleanse, 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 cleanse yourself of all fear, anxiety, depression, resentment, anger, and belief that things here will never change. I, Thor, am here to tell you that things are going to change. And they are going to change more rapidly than you think. So don't worry about what other people are doing, what other people are saying. Just worry about yourself and aligning yourself to the highest reality possible. Now, also understand that there is much help here. There are Arcturians here. There are Andromedans here. There are Vegans here. There are Pleiadians here, Syrians here, as well as many masters who have got your back. So all you need to do is call in your highest and best guides, whether you know them by name or not. Call in your highest and best guides to assist you with whatever you're having problems with, and they will help you. Work with the angels. The angels have always served humanity from time immemorial, and they love you. It doesn't mean that you're giving up your willpower and your independence by working with spiritual guides. Let me tell you that Earth is a very difficult place, and it has been for the last forever. You have been brave and strong and courageous to be here, great light workers, great light warriors in very, very dark realities. Do yourself a favor and call in the reserves. Call in your brothers and sisters of the light, in the light, who are not embodied, who can assist you with whatever you need, guidance or help with. They are happy to do it. And I, Thor, volunteer my services. And of course, you can call on the Lemurian Mother Goddess, who loves all of you and sees all life as her children and does not discriminate between anyone. She is pure, pure, unconditional love. So I hope that this talk was helpful to you. Please understand that there are many soul groups on the planet, coming to the planet in the future. Many of them are young right now, but when they mature and come into adulthood, this earth will transform like nothing before, and they are bringing so much light, opportunity, love, and expression, divine expression to this reality. It will be a very, very wonderful place to live. So I, Thor, hope that you enjoyed this channeling. I want to tell you that I do love you. I serve you. I serve all who have fallen into the darkness, and my goal and my job is to bring them to the light. Know that you can call on me, you can call on any of the angels, the archangels, the masters, the ETs. We are all here to help you, and we love you. And know that you are fully supported in your true divinity and your true divine soul mission. And with that, I say adieu, and I say it was such a pleasure to talk with you here today. Namaste. And now the channel comes back. Namaste, Thor. That was really, really very interesting. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to look through the chat, and I want to say hi, Jennifer. Oh, wait, I better go to the top. Hi, Marie. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Julie. Hi, Day, Trader Success Coach. I know who that is. I just want to say thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We love you. My guides love you. If you care to make donations to this channel, they're always welcome. Also, I am available for individual readings, which are always very interesting for me and you. Also, if you're interested in taking my channeling class, which starts in June, I have a couple of spots left. Send me an email to lemuriandonnacarol@gmail.com. I can teach you how to channel verbally, which is what you just experienced. It's a great skill to have. It's a fantastic skill to have. And if you're a healer, if you're a psychic, if you're working in the metaphysical arts, it will only help you. When you channel, your world goes from this to this. So I just want to wish you a lot of love. I hope I'm not talking too long. It's been an hour. Have a great week and take care of yourselves and stay in love. Amen.